Drama Queen is either the most ingenious character study that will unravel into being one of the most unique masterpieces of our time, or the most problematic and uncleverly disguised attempt at expressing one's deranged xenophobia since H.P. Lovecraft and his cat. In the world of Drama Queen, the main story surrounds the immigration of an alien species to Earth, who 9 years ago supposedly, and this definitely is not going to become a plot twist later that reveals the aliens definitely manufactured this whole event to begin with, saved the Earth from a meteor that was going to destroy it. Since then, the aliens have ingrained themselves into our earthly society. But not as equals, no. The aliens are very clearly displayed as the superior race. Not in like a white power type of way, but more of like a we're all better than you kind of way, and society props us up and forces you to like us. It very clearly represents the very real world racist problem of, hey, these guys injected themselves here and we're not supposed to talk bad about them because it's politically incorrect. Society gives all of these aliens special privileges because they feel like we owe them for saving the Earth. And this is shown throughout all 4 chapters of the series, where it shows an interspecies couple that travels in a futuristic Japan where aliens and humans quote-unquote coexist. However, the girl picks up her alien boyfriend at his luxury high-rise apartment that is only rented to aliens. They park at a parking garage that charges ordinary citizens 110 yen or 72 cents in USD every 20 minutes. Aliens, however, get to park for free. And if you walk around the city at night, all of the alien spaceships traveling light up the sky as a promotion for this year's baseball MVP shows up, who is, of course, an alien. Meanwhile, while pointing all of this out, the alien elbows our main character right in the face. And of course, instead of like any regular normal person would do, apologize for accidentally hitting someone, the alien just straight up ignores her until she says something, and at which point he gets mad and asks if she's trying to falsely accuse him. And this isn't just one special asshole alien, no, every single alien in the series is a dickhead, almost as if it's ingrained in their DNA. Now, I'm not trying to be nitpicky or trying to make something out of nothing. I legitimately mean every alien is a dick. The main character's boss is a dickhead. He's a slave driver who, for some reason, despite being in charge of a whole team of humans, never learned the human language and just speaks in alien to his employees that have no idea what he's saying, barking orders and accidentally elbowing the second main character in the face again, just as the previous one did before, still refusing to apologize. And without getting into whatever kind of message Ichikawa is trying to send with this scene, let's just skip ahead to more of these alien interactions and see if I really am blowing something out of nothing. The main character's neighbors are uptight and inconsiderate self-centereds who want to make her sign a petition because the ceilings are too low, despite clearly them moving into a pre-existing human space and having luxury apartments offered to them in alternative, showing how the aliens are just trying to encroach on what already exists and change what is present, replacing it with their own culture. Because not only do they knock on her door at an ungodly hour of night, they don't care about her sleeping schedule whatsoever because apparently aliens are nocturnal. And within moments of having a discussion, they waste no time insulting her for how she smells, telling her she needs to take a bath and that they should have their rent lowered for having to live next to her, which again, it's implied that she's lived there for years, these guys just moved in. Next, a group of aliens loiter on the street together, while one complains that he just lost his license. And now, this is the very same chapter that we see a flashback to the protagonist's parents get killed in a hit and run that the alien killer was supposedly never prosecuted for, by the way, because they're just that great of citizens, the police are worried looking for one of them might cause an international crisis. Really just driving in the nail that society is working against the native population in favor of the immigrating one. Not to mention, all of these aliens have a certain look about them, but I'll let you see if you can catch that on your own. And in chapter 3, the main character's neighbors are shown with the male alien wasting all of his money on gambling, while the girlfriend alien is more than happy to keep working to support his habits and keep him fed, harassing his girlfriend for even more money when the 20,000 yen she gives him is not enough, which, I mean, is just really selling the idea that this species of people are just all around not good. It's all fucked up. It's all foobar. Start over and try again. But the weird part is the author is using actual common harmful stereotypes for real world racism to prove that the aliens are bad people. And again, when I started this video, I mentioned how this could all actually be just some really interesting character study done by the author to like maybe show how people in the real world really do feel this way about other races. Because again, the problem that made this manga so controversial, it's just too real. Finding a neat way to tie a bow around this and teach a lesson that this is not the correct way to view the world and yada yada, all that stuff, that would be amazing. But that's just me trying to be as generous as possible. Because as the story approaches its 4th chapter, it's really not giving any indication that it's going to turn around or there is some kind of genius intelligence layered underneath. It is truly just becoming harder and harder to see this as anything other than just weird, to say the least. And this is just even further reinforced by the main characters, Nomamoto and Kitami, basically being seen as righteous free thinkers, able to pierce the veil society's trying to pull over them. Why? Because they just think outside the box. They're not stupid enough to fall for society's brainwashing. Am I painting a picture of some Twitter user you've clearly interacted with already? You know, these guys, they're not afraid to tells it like they sees it, you know? They don't care if they get banned from Thanksgiving dinner. They've got controversial opinions and free speech. Nomamoto's opening scene of getting elbowed is followed with the alien's human girlfriend apologizing for the alien, and her being angry that aliens never apologize, and because of that, they should just all die and disappear. She says, sure, she's happy the alien saved Earth, but she truly just feels like they all look down on humans. But you know, she shouldn't say that too loud. What if someone hears her? She might get in trouble for saying it. I mean, even though she is definitely right and totally based, guys. Am I right? Nomamoto can't even afford food, despite working to the bone every day. Meanwhile, the news is proudly announcing how the alien population of Japan has exceeded 17 million, and all the media and locals are just so happy about this, while the ordinary person suffers. Meanwhile, Nomamoto, while at work, her boss just smacks her, physically abusing her in front of everyone, all of her coworkers, while speaking a foreign language that no one could understand, and no one does anything about it. I mean, not for nothing, this guy is just over the top. He keeps the heat blaring for no reason at all, just to be a dick. He's sweating everywhere. And all of Nomamoto's coworkers actually hate her because she's the one that just always makes a fuss over nothing. Can't you just sit down, shut up, and live life, right? Why do you constantly have to make a stink? The only person that understands Nomamoto is her friend Kitami, a fellow worker who also hates aliens and also tells it like he sees it. He's just upset that he can't hit that alien boss back because, you know, society's on the alien side and all the higher ups in society are all aliens too. Where have I heard this before? The system is rigged against ordinary people, despite, you know, them being the ones who were here first, right? The sky, the ocean, the world they used to know and love is disappearing before their eyes. The beautiful place where they played with their families and had great memories, it all no longer exists. It's just ruined by the millions of spaceships and aliens littering the Earth. I mean, how can everyone else be happy working to support the aliens except for these guys? I mean, sure, they gave their lives up and saved everyone and, you know, gave us a bunch of new technology, but like, they just suck, man. You know, honestly, we just wish that they would all just disappear. Is there a word for that? I don't really remember. Becknick Tenzing? Something like that. But, you know, Nomamoto would be in trouble if she said it out loud, so might as well just keep our opinions to ourselves, even though they're so totally right. I mean, everything around these two characters is basically forcing them to feel like they're wrong. But again, these guys, they're just too smart. Way too intelligent to fall into that mindless brainwash type of think. And again, Kitami hates aliens because apparently some drunk driving alien reversed into his family's vehicle, killing everyone but him. And the police didn't bother looking into it because it would have become an interplanetary issue. Which is just ridiculous, by the way. I mean, Kitami even came to the same conclusion I did about 5 pages into this manga, that, I mean, with all these aliens' advanced technology, couldn't they have just made all this shit up and conjured the crisis themselves? So even though everyone else is cool with aliens, he and Nomamoto never will be, they just cannot be. He even compares the acceptance everyone else has for aliens as worship, which, I mean, in this context of the story, yeah, I would argue he's really not wrong. But my main issue is, what are the real world ramifications of implying characters like Kitami and Nomamoto aren't wrong? Sure, this is just fiction, it's all fake, but again, what message am I supposed to be taking away from this? Two characters who are self-admittedly consumed by misery, becoming radicalized enough together to kill aliens and potentially eradicate their entire city of the alien species. Because if they don't do this, their world is tainted, rotten, and it will never go back to the way it was. Implying that the world was perfect until these guys showed up, which is a little hard to believe, but I'm sure these people definitely believe that. After another terrible day at work, and another terrible situation that ended up with Kitami getting elbowed, after their last discussion and radicalization, Kitami fucking murdered that alien in cold blood, beat him to death with his bare hands. And this, for me, is where the manga starts to veer off course a little bit. Definitely driving away from that genius character study and just becoming more outright the author's poorly disguised self-indulgence. Because Kitami, verbatim, says killing people is wrong. If he was to actually kill a person, he would feel really bad about it, and he should probably be jailed up and punished. But Kitami doesn't see aliens as people, so why should he care? Why should he feel bad? He actually shouldn't be punished because, to be honest with you, he just did the world a favor, even though no one agrees with him, and the society would definitely still view this as a murder that Kitami needs to be tried and pay for. Morally, Kitami disagrees, so it's fine. And this isn't questioned, this isn't corrected or said that maybe this isn't the greatest idea. No, Nomamoto is all for it because she also doesn't see the aliens as people. She actually just sees them as delicious food that now, once Kitami kills them, she can cook up and eat them, hatching the perfect duo and setting the scene for drama queen's story. Kitami kills the aliens, Nomamoto eats the aliens, and together we'll ethnically cleanse, I mean, we'll save the city. Again, the title of this manga is called Drama Queen. Could this all seriously just be that I'm supposed to feel this way? The author is bringing out these controversial thoughts, and again, in like a chapter or two, it's all gonna do a spin and make this one awesome handstand that gets 10 out of 10 scores from all of the judges and becomes one of the best stories of all time. The issue with that is every chapter that comes out, I just feel this way less and less, and that could be me. We're 4 chapters in and we keep going down this path here. I mean, chapter 2 consists of the alien neighbors being introduced, Nomamoto and Kitami discussing that they probably can't kill every alien, it's just too much work, but it's still fun if they're able to slaughter the people that they hate and just keep living their lives. Kitami walks up to a random group of aliens on the street that aren't doing anything wrong, although, again, we're shown that one of them lost their license and looks eerily similar to the alien that killed Kitami's family, and because those scenes play right at so close to each other, we are always, of course, going to instantly associate those two scenes, whether it was intentional or not. So that immediately sours the well of this group of innocent aliens that, as far as we can tell, have done absolutely nothing and are just living normal lives. But again, Drama Queen needs us to believe that there are no innocent aliens and all of them are terrible. Its story literally does not work without that concept. Again, if all of the aliens are guilty of immigration to the planet and ruining the planet's way of life, all of them dying is definitely justified. These characters that are doing this, if caught, would probably be crucified by society and imprisoned, but society just doesn't understand. Society is too brainwashed to see that the aliens are ruining everything. So it's up to these vigilantes to save the Earth, whether the Earth wants saving or not. What's the justification for all of this mass slaughter? You can't think of one? Yeah, me neither. That's because, without viewing the world through Nomamoto and Kitami's lens, they just come off as crazed psychopathic killers. But don't worry, because Chapter 2 ends with a satellite picking up on the killings and immediately reroutes those killings to a human bounty hunter. Interesting. This is where everything is going to start making sense, right? Or at least that's what I thought until I read the 3rd chapter. And it opened with the scene of the deadbeat boyfriend and brainless supportive girlfriend neighbors, Kitami and Nomamoto kitami getting caught and interrogated by this random bounty hunter type character. But is this man, Iglaskar, is he the police? Here to set Kitami and Nomamoto straight? Nope. He's actually an alien headhunter that works for a secret shadow organization that connects fellow alien skeptics and free thinkers with those who are willing to kill aliens for them. Yep, you heard me right. Glaskar simply works as a middleman between the racists, clients who want aliens dead, and the radicals who are just willing to carry out that crime for them. So, he's not here to set them straight. He's actually here to embolden and empower them in their cause, assuring them that they aren't alone in hating aliens. There are definitely others like you who hate aliens. They're just too afraid to speak up. They don't want to be looked at differently, which just plays into the narrative that society is brainwashed and there are other free thinkers out there. Honestly, everyone probably feels the same way. It's just we're all scared to say it. I feel like I feel like I can't beat you over the head with this more. If you've been on Twitter for more than 5 minutes, you already know why this is controversial. And the fact that there are other people in society that hate aliens so bad, they're just willing to pay any price with the already terrible wages they earn, apparently, to get aliens killed. And Iglaskar is interested in the two characters because alien corpses smell so fucking bad. Right? No. Trust me. This is all for the story development. This is important. Alien corpses smell so bad that they ruin any land that they're buried in, to the point that the land just becomes unusable because it smells like so much shit. And the fact that they keep killing aliens so much, they need Nomamoto and Kitami to show them how they can get rid of the aliens without a trace. So now, instead of killing aliens for some radical cause, now they get paid to do it. And it was at this point that I just stopped inhaling the copium, immediately started calling my mom to tell her I was not okay with this manga. They had to remove it from the bookstore ASAP. But without all of the jokes, be completely serious, I do not know where this story is going and what to expect from it. Chapter 4 just shows that even the people that are killing aliens for money don't hate aliens as much as Nomamoto and Kitami do. So again, I don't see either any underlying message, any kind of satire that is meant to, be pulled from this. And we're getting closer and closer to the 5-10 chapter mark where I'm just going to go ahead and say it's probably just about as cut and dry as it obviously is, instead of us adding in these underground layers to it, because I just don't think there are underground layers. Honestly, I'm probably not going to continue reading this weekly to find out either. I know a lot of you guys asked my opinion, so I was willing to read the couple of chapters that were out. So here it is. If a year from now, this manga somehow doesn't get axed, is still going on, and it proves all of my inklings wrong, and it turns out to be this amazing, just progressive story, I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong. But let me tell you, as someone who very openly will read controversial stories or is very forgiving when it comes to things like that, especially when the author has a point or there's symbolisms or themes that the author is trying to get across, I really don't jump at the first, second, or even really third controversy I read in a story until it's just outright torture porn or just ridiculousness. And I have to be honest with you, this seems like the latter. Because sometimes shit is just so blatant, I literally cannot find a way to excuse it or make sense of it. But let me know if you guys can find a way to in the comments, or what your guys' thoughts are on Drama Queen. Again, if this turns around and becomes an awesome series, I won't be mad, but right now, it's not looking too good. Guys, if you appreciated this video, hit that like button, and I hope you enjoyed. Check out any of the other videos that I do on this channel, or maybe the main channel if you want to see something else, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.